Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Court is now in session. Welcome to episode 6 of the PCBC, Pennsylvania College Basketball Court. I'm your host and judge, Noah Sipauer. Back on IG Live for the first time since last Friday, February 2nd. I'm very excited to be back here. First of 2 episodes this week. Thank goodness, finally IEP's playing after their 1 week of rest. Hopefully they'll be ready for tonight's matchup. But we're going to be looking at recaps from Saturday's matchup since IEP did not play on Saturday. So we have a little bit more time today going over some of the recap of the other 8 games that occurred on Saturday. And then we'll go through tonight's previews of of the 8 matchups occurring tonight, and most importantly, the matchup between IEP at Mercyhurst. With that being said, episode 6 is now in section. Going from the matchups on Saturday, went 6-2. Another really good day. Games correct: SRU, Gannon, Mercyhurst, Lockhaven, East Stroudsburg, and Shippensburg. 2 games incorrect: Clarion losing to Edinburgh, Mansfield losing to Kutztown. Let us begin. Seton Hill and SRU. This game took place at Morrow Fieldhouse. Seton Hill had 3 players with double-digit points. Kendrick Curtis led the way with 14. Camden Brewer with 11. Ryan Mice only played 18 minutes for Seton Hill and only had 3 points, shooting 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 4 from 3. Demetrios Skleventis was their number 1 scorer from their starting 5. He only had 10 points. Seton Hill shooting only 35% from the floor, 17% from 3, and 71% from the free throw line. Ike Herster, good friend of mine, led the way with 7 of 12 from the floor and 50% from 3. Scored 21 points, 4 rebounds. Jomo Goings, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And Maseo Austin, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. LaShawn Lindsay, only 2 points with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. SRU shot 43.5% from the floor, 37.5% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line, to win by 22 over Seton Hill. Cal and Gannon, this was the big matchup from Saturday. I picked Gannon again, and they ended up responding back with a big win at home over Cal. Cajun McClure, their number 1 scorer, had 8 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 7 from 3, 28 points overall, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Tremaine Hall Jr. had 21 points in 37 minutes played, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Zion Collins, the good old man, had 11 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Bryson Lucas had 11 points and 7 rebounds. Keith Palak III had 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. 2 technical fouls assessed, 1 to Zion Collins and 1 to Keith Palak III. Cal shot 49% from the floor, 28% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. Gannon, team we'll see on Saturday, had 28 minutes. Joshua Mahafa went 7 of 14 from the floor and 13 of 14 from the free throw line. He scored 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Derek James, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. While Tipton, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. And Zach Hobbs, 10 points and 8 rebounds. Gannon, there was 3 technical fouls given to Gannon, Joshua Mahafa, Thomas Whitley, and Zach Hobbs. They shot 48.6% from the floor, 33.3% from 3, and 87.5% from the free throw line. A combined total of 60 free throws in this game. 26 fouls for Cal, 27 for Gannon. Only 9 turnovers compared to 14 for Cal. So Gannon improves to 19-2 on the season. And they are the first team out of the PSAC West to officially clinch a playoff spot in the PSAC tournament. Mercyhurst at Pitt Johnstown. Pitt Johnstown, again, has continued to fall. Alexander Parks had 23 points. He was their number one scorer with 9 of 17 from the floor, 50% from 3, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Jeff Planutis, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Sean Fullerton, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Christian Gamble, 10 points, 1 assist, or 4 assists, and 1 rebound. So, good game for them. They shot 51.6% from the floor, 51.6% from 3, and only had 10 free throws, hit 8 of them for 80%. Pitt Johnstown, Vinny Cugini scored 18 points, shooting 70% from the floor, and only 1 3-pointer attempt, which he made. Will Kromka, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. And Gavin Hennings, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Pitt Johnstown shooting 55% from the floor, but only 36.4% from 3 and 85% from the free throw line. Mercyhurst prevails to win by 15. And first game incorrect, and this one was a blowout. Edinburgh embarrassing Clarion again for the second time this year. Clarion actually led 37-34 at halftime, but Edinburgh outscoring them 49-25 in the second half. Bernie Blunt had 25 points, shooting 7 of 16 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Dante Wilcott, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 0 assists. Jack Gallagher, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals for Jack Gallagher. And Ryan Lajkovic had 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Edinburgh shot 45% from the floor, 40% from 3, 83.3% from the free throw line, took 30 free throw attempts, and 26 of them came in the second half. Clarion, number one scorer, Cam Kearney again, 7 to 16 from the floor, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Gavin Cote is their other 10-point scorer, 30% from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Clarion shot 32% from the floor. They shot 42% in the first half. In the second half, only 21.9% from the field. And they shot 22% from 3 and shot 70% from the free throw line. Clarion getting embarrassed again. They just continue to fall in the PSAC West standings. East Stroudsburg beating Shepherd by 14 points. Warriors getting a crucial win. Jared Robinson, their number one scorer for Shepherd, 17 points, 6 of 12 from the floor, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 6 from 3. Marcus Banks off the bench in 28 minutes went 50% from the floor, 33% from 3, 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Shepherd had a technical foul assist from Michael Cooper, shooting 39.7% from the floor, 26.1% from 3, and 50% from the free throw line. Lakeem McGailey, again, was their number one scorer for East Stroudsburg, 8 of 12 from the floor, 50% from 3, scoring 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nasir Griffin, 13 points, 5 of 9 from the floor, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. East Stroudsburg, Jaleel McLone had a technical foul assessed to him for East Stroudsburg. 42.9% from the floor, 28.6% from 3, 64.7% from the free throw line. Lock Haven barely beating Westchester by a point. It's all thanks to Justice Schultz. 23 points, shooting 8 of 17 from the floor. 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. And Dyson Harward, 20 points in 29 minutes, shooting 70% from the floor, 75% from 3. Again, 20 points, 9 rebounds for Lock Haven. Bryson Scott was assessed a technical foul. 1 technical foul from each team. Bryson Scott for Lock Haven and Robert Smith for Westchester. Lock Haven shooting 50.9% from the floor, 33.3% from 3. Missed 12 out of 27 free throw attempts, 55.6% overall. Westchester, Robert Smith, 20 points, 50% from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Jordan Keller, 19 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 50% from the floor, 75% from 3. And 6 of his 16 rebounds were offensive rebounds. Westchester shot 40.6% from the floor, 37.5% from 3, and 72.7% from the free throw line. Next game. Kutztown upsetting Mansfield by 3 points. Siraj Ali scoring 29 points, shooting 10 to 17 from the floor, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and had 5 turnovers with 1 block and 2 steals. Michael Dixon, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 8 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3. Let's see. Mansfield, 47.5% from the floor, 25% from 3, 90.9% from the free throw line. They shot 20 of 22 from the free throw line for the second worst free throw shooting team in the conference. Kutztown, 1 technical foul assessed to Amir Cunningham, who was their number 3 scorer. Kutztown had 5 players in double digits, led by Brent Ricketts Jr., who had 17 points, 8 of 11 from the floor, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals. Jaden McGee, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Amir Cunningham, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists with 2 steals. 2 guys off the bench, Brendan Boyle and Cameron Roberts, both scoring 11 points. Boyle with 2 rebounds and 1 assist, and Roberts with 2 rebounds. Kutztown shot 62.3% from the floor, 41.7% from 3, and 66.7% from the free throw line. Last game in this wonderful day, that was Saturday, February 3rd. Shippensburg beats Bloomsburg, gets their 3rd PSAC win of the year. Finally took them long enough to finally win a game. Louis Wild was their number 1 scorer in 37 minutes, scored 25 points, shooting 8 of 17 from the floor, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. Jagger Dressler scores 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist, shooting 7 of 11 from the floor. Overall, and Louis Wild was assessed a technical as well. Shooting, Bloomsburg shot 49.2% from the floor, 34.5% from 3, and 91.7% from the free throw line. Shippensburg, Marcus Franks led the way with 19 points, shooting 5 of 15 from the floor, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Cal Whippen, 18 points, 16 rebounds, 11 of them offensive rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 7-15 from the floor. Donovan Hill, 5 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 assists. They out-rebound Bloomsburg 58-21 in this game. Shippensburg shooting 39.5% from the floor, 28.6% from 3, 32 free throw attempts, made 22 of them, 68.8% from the free throw line. Again, 6-2 performance on Saturday, proving my record, which we will talk about in here in just a moment. D2 rankings. Gannon improves from their being 9th in the conference. They now sit 8th, which will be a top 10 matchup on Saturday at the Kovalchik. Big game coming up. It's also Faith Night and the 50th anniversary of the 1973-74 Crimson Hawks. So really exciting to say the least. It's going to be a really intense game from start to finish. But we'll be talking more about that on Friday. East Stroudsburg improves from 15. They are now ranked 11. Cal drops 2 spots after their loss to Gannon. They dropped from 14 to 16. Charleston, West Virginia, some teams in the Atlantic region. Charleston, West Virginia is now 21. They were not ranked last week. West Liberty is out of the top 25. So it goes to show you that IEP is having a fluke year. West Liberty is definitely having a down year as well. So no hard feelings for them. Concord, West Virginia, also in the ranking, in the receiving votes as well. If you looked at the top 10 for Division II for the Atlantic Region Tournament, IUP is just outside the polls. They are ranked number 10. Right now, they are projected to not even make the Atlantic Region Tournament for the first time in, I would think, 2018 or 2017. It's been a while since they have not made it, but IUP definitely needs 2 crucial wins this week to keep their plebs at the Atlantic Region Tournament alive. With that being said, we look at the standings going into tonight. Again, 4 out of 12 teams have third of the way there. 4 out of 12 teams have punched their spot in the 2024 PSAC basketball tournament that will happen between March 4th through March 10th. Again, the number 1 seed, whoever gets the highest seed out of the PSAC quarterfinals in the Western Conference will host the semifinals and the final. In the East, East Stroudsburg leads the way at 19-2 with 13-2 record in conference play. Lock Haven, 12-3 in conference play, 14-6 overall. Millersfield in third, 16-4, 11-3 in conference play. Westchester in fourth at 10-5, with a record of 13-8 overall. Shepherd in fifth, 6-9 in conference play, 9-11 overall in the season. Mansfield is barely hanging on by a thread for the 6th seed at 4-11 in conference play on a 5-game losing streak. They are 6-14 overall in the season. Shippensburg on a 2-game winning streak, and their win against Bloomsburg helped them out a ton. 3-12 in conference play. 7-14 overall in the season. So we're going to have a losing record team in as a 6th seed, maybe potentially 2 teams in the PSAC East having a losing record in the opening round. And one of them is definitely going to be a losing record as a 6th seed. Bloomsburg, 2-13 in conference play on a 5-game losing streak, 4-17 overall. And Kutztown still in dead last at 3-18 with a record of 2-13 in conference play. Gannon, the hottest team in the PSAC overall, 8-game winning streak, 19-2 on the season, 13-2 in conference play, hold the 1 seed for now because Saturday's matchup could be absolutely crucial to getting IUP back into that chance of earning a top 3 spot. Callis, number 2, with their loss to Gannon, they are 12-3 in conference play, 18-3 overall. IUP sitting third off their bye from Saturday, 14-6, 11-3 in conference play. SRU is at 9-6, 11-10 overall in conference play. So finally, they have an overall winning record so far for the season. Seton Hill in 5th, 7-8, with a record of 12-9 on the season. Mercyhurst holding in by 2 games, 11-12 on the season, 7-8 in conference play. Edinburgh in 7th place, 5-10, with a record of 6-15 overall. And then your bottom 2 teams that are basically going to be the bottom 2 teams for the remainder of the PSAC West season. Clarion, 4-11 overall, 6-15 on the season, 7-game losing streak. And then followed that up by Pitt Johnstown, who is still dead last and probably will be for the remainder of the season, and probably finishes the 9th seed in the PSAC West. 5-16 overall in the season, 3-12 in conference play on a 9-game losing streak. So congrats, Kutztown, you're not the longest losing streak in the PSAC. Biggest dud of the week goes to Clarion again. Congratulations, you lost to Edinburgh embarrassingly by 21 points when I thought you had a chance after barely losing to IUP by 6 points. So congrats, Clarion. You've been nominated once again as the biggest of the weekend. Why am I not surprised by that? Anyways, moving forward, we go into tonight's matchups. Actually, before that, playoff-wise, East Stroudsburg, Lock Haven, top 2 seats in the East, first-round byes. Millersville hosting Mansfield, Westchester hosting Shepherd. Gannon and Cal, the top 2 seats in the West, first-round byes. IUP hosting Mercyhurst, game that we're definitely going to see them probably for a third time this season, Mercyhurst, more than likely. And then SRU hosting Seton Hill. So again, these teams are going to see each other at least three more times. So just be ready for it. It's going to happen. More than likely. Here we go. I don't know why it was on from like 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Matchups tonight. Let me grab my board. All right, here we go. Mansfield travels to Bloomsburg. So this is a huge game for Mansfield because, man, they could really use this win to keep their hopes at that 6th seed alive. And, man, that would be huge for a team that has been trying to get into the PSAC tournament. I mean, they have not made it since 2013. So every win is crucial, and it's not going to be easy going into the final 7 games of their schedule in the PSAC East. Kutztown traveling to Lock Haven. Kutztown bottom team in the PSAC East for now. Lock Haven as a 2 seed right now. They've been really good this year. 12-3 overall in conference play. What a year they've had. Westchester traveling down to Shepherd. The Rams not 6-9 in conference play. Westchester 10-5. Shippensburg traveling not that far actually to Millersville. Let me look at my Google Maps. I think it's a drive on US 30. I say I should know this. I went to Millersville. I went to Millersville not that long ago. All right, hold on. Millersville. Where am I at? Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Trip on US 30 and head north on I-81. There we go. Okay, 82 miles. Yeah, you take 81 to 283. My apologies. I don't know why I thought that. So, yeah, you go through Harrisburg and then take 81 south. So, yep. Thanks, Google Maps. Appreciate y'all. But anyways, that's going to be a big matchup tonight. Pitt Johnstown at Clarion. Man, I'm hoping Clarion can prove me wrong tonight. So, good news is one of these two teams is going to end its long losing streak. The bad news is one team's going to continue its losing streak. 16 ranked Cal travels to Seton Hill. This is going to be a really big matchup in the PSAC West. Could Seton Hill potentially pull off a major upset that could help IUP potentially being a top 2 in the PSAC West? Hopefully. That would be nice. Edinburgh traveling up about 20 minutes north to the Haggerty Family Event Center at Cathedral Prep High School, taking on the number 8 team in the country, Gannon. Again, Jordan Fee is just an unbelievable work for a team that was not even supposed to even be in this spot, let alone be the number 1 seed in the PSAC West and be probably one of the heavy favorites to win the PSAC. Then finally, speaking of Erie, their next door neighbors, about 10-15 minutes down the road on West 38th Street, we go to the MAC, where we see IUP traveling up north to Mercyhurst, which is going to be a really interesting game because this is always going to be a really big game, especially in Erie. Speaking of which, let's look at the previews, shall we? IUP comes in this matchup 14-6 on the season with an 11-3 record in conference play after winning by 6 points at Clarion. Mercyhurst coming off a 15-point win over Pitt Johnstown sits at 11-12. They're 7-8 in conference play, 6th in the PSAC West. This is the 49th all-time meeting between these two programs, with IUP leading 34-14 with the 60-54 win in early January. Game I was at before the Cal game. 1-0 in 2023-24. Some notes for this matchup. You take a look at this. Porterfield enters as now the 4th highest scoring player in program history. 1,683 career points. Clark and Porterfield coming off 51 combined points in their win on the road. In February, since the 2017-18 season, IUP is 34-6. They have combined a 109-14 record since in regular season conference play since 2017-18. They've won 13 of their last 16 games and going 11-3 in the conference play. Start the first half of the two-parter between the two Erie schools. Let's see. Lombardi is 25-13 all-time against Mercyhurst. However, this is where this is going to get interesting. He is 7-8 all-time at Mercyhurst. Specifically, last season, we are trying to get revenge from last season because IUP went in last year as the number one ranked team in the country at 21-0. They were facing a team that was in the top 25 in Mercyhurst. And Mercyhurst completely embarrassed IUP. It only given up 49 points, which was the lowest amount of points they scored the entire season last year. And yes, they still scored more against West Liberty. Porterfield, as we said, 4th all-time in scoring. He was nominated, if you remember from Friday, was nominated for the Trevor Hutchins watch list given to a senior with the top overall 4-year career across small basketball. Again, they return as their only regular season loss was against Mercyhurst, 62-49. And 2 of those losses I know pretty well. That one and 2020. 2022's matchup was pretty close from what I remember. I think it was a 67-64 win. Since Garvin Clark has returned to the lineup, he has scored 20 or more points in 5 of his last 6 matchups. Since January 17th, he is averaging 24 points, 8.6 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 3 steals, and shooting 45% from the floor. Radford hit 4 3-pointers after coming up 2 games from hitting a single-season record. IUP's defense ranks 25th in scoring defense and ranks 3rd in PSAC field goal percentage defensively. Porterfield ranked 4th in scoring. He's 5th in field goals made at 630. He's 6th in field pointers made at 211. 6th in rebounds at 809, but he's most likely going to hit top 5 heading into this weekend. Career blocks is at 156, only 7 from passing Darrell Webb for 2nd all-time on that list. Preview. Back to it. The 7 key elements of Noah's fundamentals of IUP basketball. We go by the PSAC standings. Offensively, IUP actually has a better offense than Mercyhurst, and that's not surprising because Mercyhurst, again, has been a defensive team for the longest time. IUP's offense scoring 70.7 points per game in 20 games compared to Mercyhurst, who has played 3 more games than they have. IUP scoring 70.7 points per game, Mercyhurst 68.5. IUP ranked 16th, Mercyhurst ranked 17th. Defensively, Mercyhurst still has advantage. They are the number 2 scoring defense at 65.5 points. IUP is 3rd at 66.9. Field goal percentage, Mercyhurst shooting 47% from the floor. IUP 42.9%, ranked 15th. Mercyhurst is in the top 5, ranked 5th in that spot. Field goal percentage, 3-point wise. Mercyhurst shooting 38% from 3. That is 2nd in the PSAC. IUP shooting 33.3% from 3-point line, 10th in the PSAC West, or PSAC overall. Free throw percentage, IUP still dead last, 64.9%. Mercyhurst shooting 76.3% from the free throw line. Rebounds, IUP has massive advantage of 37.2 rebounds per game. 7th, Mercyhurst, dead last, 28.9 rebounds per game. Assist to turnover ratio, IUP has a slight advantage over Mercyhurst. You're going to be seeing the number 3 and the number 1 teams in terms of the assist to turnover ratio. Mercyhurst is 3. Gannon right now is still number 1, which is not going to be a surprise. IUP is 2nd at 1.26 assists per turnover. Mercyhurst 3rd at 1.18. Top 3 scorers. It has not changed since the last time. Led by, of course, the 5th-year senior, Jeff Planutis. 17.7 points per game, ranked 10th in that category. 3.3 rebounds, 44.5% from the floor, 40% exactly from 3. Next up is my boy Aiden I Foul Too Much Reichard. Number 32, scoring 11.8 points per game, 5.7 rebounds. He's shooting 50.7% from the floor and only 15.4% from three. And lastly is number 11, Sean Fullerton. Number 11, he is scoring 11.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 50.5% from the floor, and a staggering 45.7% from three. IUP's top three is led by, surprisingly, not Ethan Porterfield. It's a tie. If we go by games played, that spot now belongs to number 1, Garvin Clark. Both tied for 11th in scoring. He is at 17.5 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 44.8% from the floor. Oh, that is not the... Okay, correction. 6.8 rebounds, 42.4% from the floor, 25.6% from three. Porterfield is actually scoring 17.5 points per game, 9.1 rebounds. He's shooting 44.8% from the floor and 36.7% from three. Bryce Radford is scoring 13.1 points per game, 1 rebound, 42.7% from the floor, 44% from three. Aiden, I get fouled too much record. Right now, as I said, he was, I believe, at like 51 and 17. Right now, he is sitting at a grand total of 65 fouls in 23 games. Still under 3 fouls per game, but still, that's pretty bad. He is fouled out of 4 games so far. He's had 4 more fouls in over half his games, which is not a surprise. So the 3 keys of the game. Number 1, the MAC or the Mercyhurst Athletic Center, the Owen McCormick Court, is a tough environment. Absolutely it is. We saw it last year. We saw it in 2020. And I'm not surprised if this is going to be another close game. Because, again, this is a tough facility to play in. I know this for a fact. Definitely going to be a big game coming up tonight. So we have to take advantage of getting a good start. We cannot have a start like we did last year, where we basically just shut down on offense. Number 2, stay in the win column. Again, we have to keep winning games, and especially these 2 games this week are absolutely crucial because they could potentially win every freaking game until we potentially see Cal again. And if they can win both these games, these are going to be crucial to their success to try to get into the Atlantic Region Tournament. Right now, I see IEP, if they want to make the tournament, they're going to have to make at least semifinals. That's pushing it a lot. They need to win every game, as every game is a must-win game, and they have to keep winning. 3, Erie Week, Part 1. Yep. Well, I guess Part 2, but Part 1 of second course of the Erie Week. Yes, this is the first matchup of the 2 Erie County of the 2 Erie City teams. We'll see Gannon on Saturday. Start off with a bang, man. We need wins. I don't care what it takes. We have to win games. We cannot afford right now a loss. Every time we lose a game, it's gonna cost us. We have to keep winning games. Simple as that. Preview. Predictions. So, since January 24th, I am 50-7. Since January 27th, 44-5 with the 6-2 performance on Saturday. Still sitting at a 748 winning percentage. 89 out of 119 games I've picked correct, which is incredible, to say the least. So let's go into our matchups tonight. This is going to be another really interesting type of games. So starting off, Mansfield at Bloomsburg. I picked Bloomsburg because they had to pull off that big win. I think Mansfield's going to win. I think Mansfield is due for a win. They've had some really close games especially against East Stroudsburg last week. Game they could have won. They're due for a win, man. Their last 2 games they've lost by a combined 4 points. I feel like this is Mansfield's game to lose. This is a chance for them to get a chance of maybe boosting that 6 seed to 2 games with only 6 games left in the regular season. So I'm picking Mansfield. Kutztown at Lockhaven. Picking Lockhaven. I like Lockhaven, and I really like them a lot. This has been a really good year for this team. And there's 12-3 in conference play, which who the heck would have thought that would happen? They had 12 wins in the PSAC last year total, and they had a second half collapse that made them lose in the opening quarter round of the PSAC tournament. So I'm going to say Lockhaven wins that matchup. Westchester at Shepherd. Give me Westchester on that game. I think this is going to be another good matchup. Westchester coming off that 1-point loss, they're going to feel like they need to win this game, keep themselves potentially as a host of a wild card team, because no matter what, it's going to basically come down to this. The 3 and 4 seeds are basically going to determine they're going to get a home game. Like, there's no question about it. So basically, if Lockhaven and East Stroudsburg had already locked up the top 2 seeds, those 2 seeds would already be hosting no matter what. It would just depend on who's playing who. So yeah, Westchester wins that game. Millersville at Shippensburg at Millersville. Give me Millersville. This is an easy matchup for me. I think this is going to be too easy. Shippensburg did beat Bloomsburg, but I don't think Shippensburg's that good compared to Millersville, who's had a really good year. Clarion at home against Pitt Johnstown. I really, really want to pick Pitt Johnstown because I just know Clarion could fade again. But Clarion did beat them, so that's why I'm picking them. Give me Clarion on this matchup over Pitt Johnstown. Cal at Seton Hill, big matchup in the PSAC. The next 3 games are big. This matchup and the matchup we're going to be talking about as last are 2 crucial matchups in the PSAC West. Could Seton Hill pull off an upset? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? No. That's why I'm picking Cal to beat Seton Hill. But if Cal would lose to Seton Hill, I'm not going to complain because we need them to lose. That would give us a 2 seed if we would beat Mercyhurst. Edinburgh, Gannon, another really easy pick. This is going to be Gannon. So 21 season for Gannon, man. Holy crap. Who would have thought that they would be in this spot right now in year 1? Mercyhurst at home against IUP is our final matchup. This is going to be an absolutely crucial game. These next 2 games are absolutely crucial. They have to win at least one or both of these games. Definitely both. But if they can get out of here with at least 1 win, I'm hoping it would be against Gannon because they need these wins to keep themselves in that race for a top 2 spot. If they can win both games, that's going to be crucial going into next week's matchups. They have Pitt Johnstown on Wednesday, and then they have Edinburgh on Saturday next week. So yeah, these games are crucial, man. Mercyhurst and Gannon are going to be 2 massive games. Who do I think will win? Well, if you look at the 7 key elements, Mercyhurst has 4 out of 7. And that would be defense, field goal percentage, by a lot. 3-point field goal percentage, by a lot. Free throw percentage, definitely by a lot. And that's it. IEP has offense, rebounds, and assist-to-turnover ratio. IEP played really well in the second half against Mercyhurst. Again, the MAC is a tough environment, man. It's going to be close. But I have IEP holding on to win this game. This is the first of 2 crucial games coming up this week, and IEP is going to win their first of the 2 Erie games coming up. So, IEP, I have them beating Mercyhurst to conclude today's matchups. So, actually, correction. The Mansfield-Bloomsburg game was not a 7:30 game. So, we have one game at 5:30, and the other games are at 7:30. So the Mansfield-Bloomsburg game is a big one, and they're making that game early in the day. Because I think the March games, second games, yeah, those are all 3 o'clock. I feel like those should be like 1 o'clock games. Like the games that are going to mean the most should be the 1 o'clock games. But that's just me. But anyways, final prediction, IEP being Mercyhurst. It's going to be close, to say the least. Will not be attending this game because, unfortunately, I will have a big research project I have to do, and I'm trying to spend some time with my dogs before I get to work tomorrow. for my first of 4 days. So, anyways, with that being said, that will conclude episode 6 of this product. This will end episode 6 of the Pennsylvania College Basketball Court. Once again, I'm your judge, Noah Sipbarrett, and we thank you all for joining. Until then, go Crimson Hawks. Hopefully we beat Mercyhurst, and I'll see you guys for Friday. Until then, this case and episode is now dismissed.